Chapter 40. It was the 10th day of the month, in the beginning of the 25th year of our captivity, and 14 years after Jerusalem was captured. At that time, Yahweh's power came over me, and he brought me to Jerusalem. In visions, Elohim brought me to Israel and set me down on a very high mountain. On the south side of the mountain were some buildings that looked like those in a city. He brought me closer. I saw a man who looked like he was covered with bronze. The man was holding a linen tape measure and a measuring stick, and he stood in a gateway. He said to me, "Son of man, look with your eyes and listen with your ears. Pay close attention to everything I'm going to show you. You were brought here to be shown these things. Tell the nation of Israel everything that you see." My conscience tells me I ought to stop here. Now, this translation, like many other modern translations, is not faithful to the original measurements. The measurements are in cubits and hand breadths. And if we do, or we try to do, a conversion into foot or even into something metric, we lose something from the original text. We lose the numbers. For example, an older translation, we see that what is being used to measure is a reed. And this reed has dimensions. The dimensions are 6 cubits by a cubit and a hand breadth. If you go to verse 5, in this more modern version, we're not told about this measuring stick, and also the numbers change. You see, "And he measureth the breadth of the building 1 reed, and the height 1 reed." And so these numbers are perfect numbers. The breadth of the building 1 reed, and the height 1 reed. Now, in this new translation, we are told it was 10.5 feet thick and 10.5 feet high, changing original numbers. And so, in order to continue and be more faithful to this, I will be switching to another translation. I have chosen Young's literal translation. Now, don't give up on this translation, this modern translation, because if you've been listening, you will see that it has helped you to understand certain things that you might not have understood if you are using a translation with older English. But one thing about these older translations is they have not attempted to make conversions into modern measuring units. And so I believe there is great wisdom in using the numbers that the prophets have given us, and not to make any kind of conversion. But let's continue with Young's literal translation. Young's literal translation, starting at verse 5. "And lo, a wall on the outside of the house all round about, and in the hand of the man a measuring reed, 6 cubits by a cubit and a hand breadth. And he measureth the breadth of the building 1 reed, and the height 1 reed. And he cometh in unto the gate, whose front is eastward, and he goeth up by its steps, and he measureth the threshold of the gate 1 reed broad, even the one threshold 1 reed broad. And the little chamber 1 reed long, and the 1 reed broad, and between the little chambers 5 cubits, and the threshold of the gate from the side of the porch of the gate from within 1 reed. And he measureth the porch of the gate from within 1 reed, and he measureth the porch of the gate 8 cubits, and its posts 2 cubits, and the porch of the gates from within. And the little chambers of the gate eastward, 3 on this side, and 3 on that side. 1 measure is to them 3, and 1 measure is to the posts, on this side and on that side. And he measureth the breadth of the opening of the gate 10 cubits, the length of the gate 13 cubits, and a border before the little chambers 1 cubit. And 1 cubit is the border on this side, and the little chamber is 6 cubits on this side, and 6 cubits on that side. And he measureth the gate from the roof of the one little chamber to the roof of another, the breadth 25 cubits, opening over against opening. And he maketh the posts of 60 cubits, even unto the post of the court, the gate all round about. And by the front of the gate of the entrance, by the front of the porch of the inner gate, 50 cubits, and narrow windows are unto the little chambers, and unto their posts at the inside of the gate all round about, and so to the arches, and windows all round about are at the inside, and at the post are palm trees. And he bringeth me in unto the outer court, and lo, chambers and a pavement made for the court all round about, 30 chambers on the pavement. And the pavement unto the side of the gates over against the length of the gates is the lower pavement. And he measureth the breadth from before the lower gate to the front of the inner court on the outside 100 cubits eastward and northward. As to the gate of the outer court, whose front is northward, he hath measured its length and its breadth, and its little chambers, 3 on this side and 3 on that side, and its posts and its arches have been according to the measure of the first gate, 50 cubits its length, and the breadth 25 by the cubit. And its windows and its arches and its palm trees are according to the measure of the gate, whose face is eastward, and by 7 steps they go up on it, and its arches are before them. And the gate of the inner court is over against the gate at the north and at the east, and he measureth from gate unto gate 100 cubits. And he causeth me to go southward, and lo, a gate southward, and he hath measured its posts and its arches according to these measures. And windows are to it, and to its arches all round about, like these windows, 50 cubits the length, and the breadth 25 cubits. And 7 steps are its ascent, and its arches are before them, and palm trees are to it, 1 on this side and 1 on that side at its posts. And the gate of the inner court is southward, and he measureth from gate unto gate southward 100 cubits. And he bringeth me in unto the inner court by the south gate, and he measureth the south gate according to these measures. And its little chambers and its posts and its arches are according to these measures, and windows are to it and to its arches all round about, 50 cubits the length, and the breadth 20 and 5 cubits. As to the arches all round about, the length is 5 and 20 cubits, and the breadth 5 cubits. And its arches are unto the outer court, and palm trees are unto its posts, and 8 steps are its ascent. And he bringeth me in unto the inner court eastward, and he measureth the gate according to these measures. And its little chambers, and its posts, and its arches are according to these measures, and windows are to it, and to its arches all round about, the length 50 cubits, and the breadth 5 and 20 cubits. And its arches are toward the outer court, and palm trees are towards its posts, on this side and on that side, and 8 steps are its ascent. And he bringeth me in unto the northern gate, and hath measured according to these measures. Its little chambers, its posts, and its arches and windows are to it all round about, the length 50 cubits, and the breadth 5 and 20 cubits. And its posts are to the outer court, and palm trees are unto its posts, on this side and on that side, and 8 steps are its ascent. And the chamber and its opening is by the posts of the gates. There they purge the burnt offering. And in the porch of the gate are 2 tables on this side, and 2 tables on that side, to slaughter on them the burnt offering, and the sin offering, and the guilt offering. And at the side without, at the going up to the opening of the north gate, are 2 tables, and at the other side, that is, at the porch of the gate, are 2 tables. 4 tables are on this side, and 4 tables on that side. At the side of the gate, 8 tables on which they slaughter. And the 4 tables for burnt offering are of hewn stone, the length 1 cubit and a half, and the breadth 1 cubit and a half, and the height 1 cubit. On them they place the instruments with which they slaughter the burnt offering and the sacrifice. And the boundaries are 1 handbreadth, prepared within all round about, and on the tables is the flesh of the offering. And on the outside of the inner gate are chambers of the singers in the inner court, that are at the side of the north gate, and their fronts are southward. 1 at the side of the east gate hath the front northward. And he speaketh unto me, This chamber, whose front is southward, is for priests keeping charge of the house. And the chamber, whose front is northward, is for priests keeping charge of the altar. They are sons of Zadok, who are drawing near of the sons of Levi unto Jehovah to serve him. And he measureth the court, the length 100 cubits, and the breadth 100 cubits square, and the altar is before the house. And he bringeth me in unto the porch of the house, and he measureth the post of the porch, 5 cubits on this side, and 5 cubits on that side. And the breadth of the gate 3 cubits on this side, and 3 cubits on that side. The length of the porch 20 cubits, and the breadth 11 cubits. And by the steps whereby they go up unto it, and pillars are at the posts, 1 on this side, and one on that side.